Hey everybody, welcome back to Brad Guy's Garage. Today we're back on Project Mustang. We're going to be working the stump, trying to hammer out the flat spots in the wheelhouses, and hopefully they'll fit the way they're supposed to. So, let's go. Okay, like I was talking about before, I'm going to hammer out this flat spot, try to get it back to, or at least close to the shape that it should be, and then make sure that this flange is tipped back to basically 90 degrees, and hopefully it will fit back in. But first step is we're going to clean off this came with a weld-through primer, so we're going to clean off the weld-through primer on both the outside and the inside. Get it somewhat clean so that way the paint doesn't bugger it up. So let's get started with that. I've got the angled die grinder with the roll lock, like Scotch-Brite pad. This is the blue color, which is the finest. And we'll just strip this area here, maybe going past a little bit. I'm going to hammer it out, and then we'll hit it with the planishing hammer. So that's why we need to remove the paint, so the planishing hammer doesn't embed the primer into the metal. So let's give this a shot. All right, what the idea is here is we're going to hammer out this area, and use this void space to stretch the metal back out. What I've done here is rounded off the end of this hammer, sort of rounded off this one, so one side's round, one side's flattened, rounded off the edges so it doesn't mar the metal when you're hammering it. I'm hoping that with the weight as well, it will move the metal relatively quickly. One way to find out. Okay, I moved it pretty quickly. Let's see. On this side, hopefully you can see that. That did pretty well. Pretty well indeed. Definitely needs a little more in the middle, and of course on the sides. This is going to be a bit of a pain, but I've got a tool for that. When we get a little bit closer, I'll show you how that works. I'm going to give this a little bit more on the stump, and then I've got a sandbag that we'll use a sandbag for the rest of it. When it gets close enough to what I think this should sort of look like, then we'll get the planching hammer to finish it off, and it will smooth off all of the hammer marks that are left in here. Pretty good. Now we'll have to hit this edge. We'll also tip this back a little bit as we go. But that's coming along quite well. This 5 minutes of hammering, and we're to this point already. Let's get that tool to hammer this out. All right. Got this nylon chisel, corking tool, call it what you want. And use it to, with this edge, they come in different shapes and sizes, but with this edge I'll be able to try to recapture the edge that I need to hammer out. So on second thought, let's get that sandbag. way easier if I separated the two pieces. I'll try to get this flange tipped out at the same time. Oh, could hurt. It's getting a little more aggressive here. It's close enough for now. Looking. Get back to working on these edges here. I think we'll have to. I think I'm gonna go get another piece to protect the bag. So let's pause for a second. Get back to it. All right. It's close enough for now. Looking. Get back to working on these edges here. I think we'll have to. I think I'm gonna go get another piece to protect the bag. Okay, got this pounded out pretty good. It's still pretty flat right here. I've got it on top of the sandbag, and I got a protective layer because of this sharp right here. And we don't want to dig it into the sandbag itself. So, sacrificial layer. However, because this part's so flat, I think I might hammer it some more on this stump. I half regret not splitting it in two. It would be so much easier. The next one I'll split in two and maybe show you how much easier it'll be to go to the effort of drilling out all the spot welds and pulling it apart. Before I do though, I can show you a comparison with the other one, but the main part, like, is almost there. Like, it does need a little more, I think. And you can sort of see the angle, and it's really close. I think, like, the planishing hammer should get the rest of it out, but right here, it starts to go flat again. So I'm going to pound all this out, pound this seam out. And then I may have to do something to get this back. I guess this is what you get for ordering the wrong part. Double check the parts before you click send. Okay, I've split just these spot welds on the top to relieve the, hopefully I'm able to bend these a little bit easier with it separated. And worst case scenario is I've got to break the rest of the beads to possibly stretch this flange out, but hopefully not. Hopefully we'll be able to just lift this on both sides just a little bit to finish it off. So let's take it over to the beam bag. Actually, then we'll put it right on the stump first. Okay, for this part I'm going to take advantage of the bowl. Rest this in the bowl, and that way this is clear. I'll hammer down this way. I've already done some damage from before. It's starting to split right here. I mean, it's too late at this point, so I'll just continue, and we will have to re-weld this once it's back in shape. That's not a big deal though. So let's give this a try. Okay, so hopefully you can see how that all went back. Planching hammer, of course, smoothed out all of those hammer marks. I'm not quite sure if you can see that well enough, but it's all looking pretty good. Just got to tip this flange back into shape and spot weld it back together.